Welcome to the second BoszDigital CQ5 screencast of the mobile website series. In the previous screencast, we created the mobile content page component and the template that the mobile sites will use. For this screencast, we will actually be creating the site and content using all these three elements. First, we will start by creating the main page. We go to Websites. Then on the Websites folder, we click on New. You can go on New directly here or a New Page. Both will work the same. We're going to be calling the site Mobile Boss. No, Mobile Standalone better, since we have several sites. We're going to be using the mobile page template, and we're going to create the site. What we have right now will be an empty site. There will not even be a mobile site. It will just be an empty website with two parsers components that we included in the previous content page component. So we go into Page Properties, the Mobile tab. This is activated by the super type property we included in the content page component, the libs WCM mobile components page. If you don't include that super type property, this will not be seen. So we're gonna choose the device groups. The touch phones, feature phones, and smartphones are the default device groups that the CQ5 brings. Then we're gonna go into Advanced, and we're gonna add the design that we created, the mobile box design. Just gonna click here, OK, and now we have the site being rendered in a mobile device by CQ5. This is not exactly being rendered in a mobile device. What the device groups actually does is include specific CSS that imitates the look of how it should look in the device. In order for you to actually test it out and see how it will look correctly in the device, you actually have to run it in the device. Here we have the carousel for the mobile devices. Sometimes you will not be able to go outside the default group. For example, we selected the first group to be touch phones, so we can go into Android, HTC, Touch Diamond, and Samsung Galaxy Tab. The other two phones, which are in other groups, are giving us a little bit of a problem right now. Frankly, I do not know why this happens, but I do know how you can test it in the other groups. All you gotta do is change the default group up here. Just move this down, and we're gonna see the feature phones first. Click OK, and now you can actually see it rendered in a feature phone. If you want to see it in smartphones, you do the same thing with this, moving smartphones to the top, and then you can watch it here. Now, we have the actual website, but right now the parsers components that we included are not seen here in the device. They are actually down here. So in order to add them, we're going to go into the CRXD and modify the mobile page component we actually did. You have to include any content that you want to be seen in the mobile phone within a specific div with an ID of wrapper. Once you include this in your code, we're gonna put this here, just there. Okay, save the page. Now we're going to refresh the page. And you'll notice how now the parsers components will actually be displayed within the phone. And there you go. Both parsers components are now inside the phone. We can actually start editing them. In order to include content here, we have to edit the parsers component to accept components, since we cannot insert any right now. So we go into the design mode, and okay, it's not working on Firefox for some reason. Don't despair. this sort of thing happens. That is why I usually keep Firefox, Safari, and Chrome working. If one thing doesn't work in one, I go to the next one and I give it a try. So let's see, we're gonna refresh here the websites. Looks like I got logged out. Okay, so we're gonna log in. Just bear with me for a minute. Websites, okay, we're back in mobile standalone. We're gonna open this. And now it actually shows up in Safari. So if something doesn't work on CQ5, specifically on Mac, on one browser, you can always try and change to another, and it usually does work on another. You just have to find which one it is, because some things will work one place and some things will work elsewhere. So we're gonna add all the bus components. We're going to look for, oops, okay, let's add the general. Shouldn't there be a mobile section around here? There we go, mobile. No. We add those, and generic we do the exact same thing. Edit, we add general, we add boss, and we add mobile. Since there are two different parses systems, you have to edit both of them. Okay. Now we actually can drag and drop components into the site. Let's see if this works out in Firefox, since it doesn't seem to be working out right now. There we go. You see? Apparently this part does not work in Safari, but now it works in Firefox. So we're gonna add some components here. It's usually best to go into the mobile sections, since they have a little bit of extra code to handle mobile devices, which is not found in the general section. So let's see, we're just going to text image here. Double click. We're going to add a little bit of text. Let's add an image here. Okay. Let's see what I can find. I like this image, so we'll just add it in here. Click OK. As you'll notice, the image itself does not show up. This is because the Sony Ericsson does not allow images as part of its phone functionality. Had you not included the mobile text image, the CQ5 would have tried to include it and not actually shown the site as it is, as it would have been seen in this phone in particular. You can keep on adding extra content, but basically this is all you need to do to create the site right now. Other than that, I think we'd be done. Thanks for watching this. On the next screencast, we shall be looking over at importing, actually not importing, replicating content from a pre-existing website using the exact same components used here so far. Thank you very much.